Hello again and welcome back. We are about to resume Chapter 3. Deepest Wound. Today's the day we eradicate those demons for good. That's how Yukimura spoke, bright and confident as he set out. And yet, Yukimura! Though I cried his name, Yukimura, carried on the door, moved not a single muscle. Still in my socks, I flew out into the inner courtyard after him. Yukimura! Yukimura! As I clung to Yukimura, Masamune gently lifted me up. Calm down, he will be fine. But he looks... He's been severely injured, but his life is not in danger. Oh. He was still alive. Upon hearing that, the tension finally left my shoulders. What happened to him? Well... In place of the reluctant Masamune, another voice chimed in to answer. Yukimura went off by himself to save a soldier who was isolated from the troop by the demons. I have no idea if I'm doing the voice I chose for Kotaro, so this is going to be his new one. Huh? Since when had he been standing there? From between... I think it's supposed to be from between the men carrying Yukimura, Kotaro slipped out like a shadow. Kotaro. Kotaro snorted at Masamune's reproachful tone. There's nothing to be concerned. It's nothing that needs to be concealed. Although I suppose it may have been somewhat of a foolish action. Kotaro grinned as he spoke. I listened quietly. Oh? Does the princess not intend to scold me? Scold you? Why? As one of low status, I thought I may be rebuked for speaking accusations of our young lord. I shook my head. I'm not going to do that. You're right, it was foolish of him. A general needed to be prepared to kill or abandon one of his soldiers. Even I understood that much. But, you know, I like that part of him, of Yukimura. I looked firmly at Kotaro as I spoke. Kotaro met my gaze head-on, and with what I imagined to be a pleased smile. What a coincidence. I feel the same way. Anyway, Masamune, bring Yukimura inside and see he gets tended to. Sure. I thought I saw one of Yukimura's eyebrows move. But whether he was unconscious or asleep, he did not open his eyes. I'm coming in. Yes, princess. It was evening. When I walked in, the maid caring for Yukimura and the vassals all bowed. You must be tired. I'll take over from here. You may be dismissed. Certainly not. Please rest yourself, princess. It's okay. I know you must be tired from your work all day. Let me tend to him at night. But... So many have died. The castle is short-staffed everywhere. I don't like being the only one without work. So please. Princess. Thank you. I will kindly accept your offer. The maidservant bowed once more and then left the room. The rest of you can rest as well. You must be weary from your daily battles. When I spoke to the attending vessels, they all shook their heads no. We don't know when the demons might attack. So Yukimura is our charge. We must be here to protect him from danger at all costs. In no time at all, Yukimura had earned the love and respect of the vassals. I see. Thank you. I felt relieved as I gave them my thanks. I was glad to see that the man I brought into this world was so adored. Even knowing I was still deceiving them, my conscience felt slightly more at ease. Yukimura. Yukimura slept with a furrowed brow. He must be feverish. There were beads of sweat on his forehead and chest. I'm going to change his clothes. Please help me if you would. Asking for assistance from the vassals still in the room, I removed his sweat-stained clothes. They were heavy with moisture, so drenched I thought they might drip. He's got a fever. He was given a medicinal herbal drink earlier, so the fever should be decreased by morning. Good, we have to wipe him off. Could you bring me some warm water? Of course. Leaving one man still on guard, the vassal left the room. I gently placed my hand on Yukimura's forehead. This is really one terrible fever. Lying on top of the blanket, Yukimura heaved out ragged breaths. His broad chest rose with every breath. The sweat on his skin glistened in the lamplight. When did he grow so strong? As children, we'd sometimes taken baths together. Back then, our bodies had hardly differed. But now, the body of the man lying before me was the powerful body of a commander general. He was more like a complete stranger than my twin brother. I've got to stop this. Realizing the crazy thoughts I was thinking, a bitter smile came to my lips. It only felt like he was my brother. He wasn't. No matter how well we got along, he was a stranger, someone from another world. But still, seeing him hurt like this. Astringent medicine was spread on his many wounds, and his body was wrapped in bandages. After cleaning his body and putting on fresh clothing, there was a visitor to the room. Hanbei. I came to check on Yukimura. Hanbei sat down next to me and I stared intently at Yukimura's sleeping face. How are things out there? The enemy is closing in. Hanbei appeared neither upset nor hurried. They don't yet show signs of attacking, but it's only a matter of time. Only a few days ago, it was said that Nobunaga and Masamune were holding the demons back. We were supposed to have earned a small reprieve, and yet already... No matter how many demons we kill, they just keep popping up out of nowhere. Yes, the guards in the watchtower are to alert us at the first sign of any abnormal movement. I see. The state of things looked to be once again beginning a slow tumble downhill. Though I brought in strangers to try and protect the castle, it might yet fall again. The thought weighed heavily on my heart. At any rate, with Yukimura down, we are short on men. It appears that it will still be some time before Nobunaga's wounds heal as well. Masamune is doing a good job of leading, but alone the job is too much for him. If Yukimura doesn't recover as quickly as possible. There appeared to be a measure of concern in Hanbei's eyes as he looked down at Yukimura. Do you know how he was hurt? I do. I saw from the castle tower, and I heard from Masamune and Kotaro as well. Aren't you going to be angry at him for doing something stupid again like yesterday? Hanbei smiled at me, the first smile I'd seen since we had met. It was a wry, bitter smile, but a smile nonetheless. It doesn't appear likely that his temperature is going to change anytime soon. If he won't listen to reprimand, we'll just have to keep it in mind and work around it. Hanbei left and the night gradually grew late. I could hear an owl hooting from far off. The vassal on the other side of the screen must have grown tired, judging by the recent snoring. I realized my towel was dry, and after re-wetting it and wiping Yukimura's brow, his lips moved. Kirby. Yukimura, are you awake? I immediately called out to Yukimura, but he had apparently been talking in his sleep. His lips continued to move, though his eyes remained shut. Kirby. Huh? Though he hardly stopped teasing and calling me a tanuki, his sleepy tone was now affectionate. Hearing him say my name that way endeared him to me more, as if he were in fact my brother. I gently took his hand in mine. Yes, I'm here, Yukimura. Kirby. Apparently responding to my voice, Yukimura opened his eyes and, seeing me, smiled. It was not the same smile as the one on his face as he joked and called me a tanuki. It was innocent like a child's smile, but at the same time so affectionate. My chest felt tight. Yukimura squeezed my hand and then croaked out a question. You're not hurt, are you? Are you sad? Don't be silly, you're the one that's hurt. But you look like you were in pain. Me? When? Yukimura's lips moved as if an answer, but no sound came from his mouth. What's that? I couldn't hear you. For a few minutes, Yukimura mumbled, groaning in his sleep. Is he delirious? As I watched him confused, all of a sudden he spoke clearly, now lucid. But you know, actually, I was thinking. Thinking what? Glad that you're... I couldn't hear you. What were you glad about? The strength on Yukimura's grip on my hand grew stronger. He sighed and then beamed a smile full of deep satisfaction. I'm glad that your engagement fell through. This way, for a while. You can stay my sister, only mine. After a quiet groan, Yukimura let out another sigh, this one long and deep. If only you weren't my sister. I felt blood rush to my cheeks. If I weren't his sister, if he weren't my brother, if not, then what? And why was he glad that my engagement fell through? His anger at my being slighted by Hanbei had seemed true enough, but at the same time, had he also been happy about it? Had he been hoping that the two of us would always be together? And we are going to... Don't want to let go of his hand. I had to take my hand away. I knew I did, but I didn't want to let go. I felt awkward and embarrassed, but also happy, even knowing full well that this was my brother. My heart pounded rapidly. My hands shook. Perhaps sensing those small movements, Yukimura's consciousness seemed to begin to grow clearer. After his brow furrowed in distress suddenly, his eyes flew open. After staring hard at my face, Yukimura looked at our hands and then hurriedly pulled away. Oh God! It hurts! Yukimura groaned in pain and tried to sit up. You can't get up! You were badly hurt! He nodded and then began to talk quickly, speaking through the pain. Did I just say something weird to you? We are going to lie. No, nothing. But you didn't say anything. You mumbled some things, but nothing clearly. So I don't know what you might have said. I pulled the blanket back up over Yukimura's body. Now go back to sleep. You have to take it easy. Yukimura's gaze searched my face, but when I gave him a smile, he again closed his eyes. He must have been exhausted. I watched as he lost the battle against the encroaching sleep. As I looked at his face, his words from a moment ago echoed unwillingly in my mind. If only you weren't my sister. If Yukimura had feelings for me. But since when? Could those be his true feelings? He had false memories implanted in his brain. His memories were those of my real brother, the twin brother I could no longer remember. What if he, my brother, had had feelings for me as a woman? If so, Yukimura's feelings for me weren't really his own. He was only acting on the memories of my real deceased brother. What a mess. I put my hand on the dagger hidden underneath my clothes. Unknown to me, the deed I had done had even more serious consequences than I had ever imagined. The next time Yukimura opened his eyes was at dawn. His eyes fluttered open and he stared straight at me. Kirby, did you not sleep? Nope. I gently pushed Yukimura's chest back down as he tried to sit up. You still have to stay lying down. If you're worried about me, don't be. Go to your room and get some rest. I'll just stay a little longer. This isn't good for your health. I'm fine, so go get some... You're my brother. I interrupted Yukimura's words with my own firm statement. Huh? You're my brother. What kind of sister wouldn't do everything she could for her brother? Now go back to sleep a little more. I'll be right here. Yukimura let himself be pushed back onto the floor, but he also looked really very weak. Hey, Kirby? Yes? Last night, did I say anything? Yukimura's gaze on me was serious, with the single-mindedness of a child. I couldn't look away. No, nothing at all. I told you already, remember? But we are brother and sister. As your sister, I promise I'll always stay by your side. Oh. After that one short word, Yukimura closed his eyes. And that is it for Chapter 3. I look forward to playing Chapter 4 with the rest of you. See you next video.